What's up, guys? It's Showtime's Fight Phone, where we talk all things fights. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. You already know who it is, your boy Showtime Sanders. Make sure you follow me on social medias, man. Let's get this social media. I'm trying to get over 1,000. I'm not even over 1,000 yet, and you know I'm too popular, cool not to have that halfway joke because obviously I'm not because I would. But yet and still. Today's edition is going to be about, unfortunately, the cancellation of Jake Paul versus Hasim Rock. Now, Junior. Now, here's the thing. I actually made a video about this fight a couple days ago, and I'm so mad because I was giving Jake so much props and credit for taking this fight, and how honestly it was a very dumb decision in my opinion because it's very risky. And I mean, there's so many different avenues on why you shouldn't take this fight. And then, lo and behold, like 24 hours later, it's canceled. Now, I have so many thoughts when it comes to this, and I think there's blame to go everywhere. I don't think it's just Jake Paul's fault. I don't think it's just Rockman's fault. I don't even just put it on both. I just so many. It's Tommy Fury's fault. It's everybody's fault. So let's just put into perspective what actually happened. Jake Paul's promotion, Most Valuable Promotion, came out with a whole not article, but it came out with a statement basically saying that the fight is canceled because Hasim saying that he will not make 205 and he's not doing it. And at the end of the day, they said they're going to cancel it because he doesn't want to make the weight. And they said that they tried his weight like 3 weeks before, and they've been monitoring his weight because they wanted to make sure he could make it. And he was 216 July 7th, and then they checked him on Saturday, and they said he is 215. That man lost 1 exact pound, and we're a week away from the fight. Now, first hearing this, I thought BS. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was just like, this is just a way that Jake Paul is just trying to get out this fight because he knew he was gonna get whooped. That was my first initial reaction. I've got to be honest. But then Hasim came out and said, "Yeah, I wasn't gonna make the weight." And at the end of the day, I told them that they can find me the 25% per pound or whatever they wanted to do, meet me halfway. Maybe I can fight at 210, 215. I can't make the 205. It's too much. I'm going to be drained, depleted, this, that, and the third. So then after that, I was like, oh, okay, now you're admitting to this. So now, I'm not saying I'm on Jake's side because I still think, once again, I'm going to talk on why I think Jake is also wrong. But you signed the contract. That is automatically your fault. Don't sign a contract that you know for a fact you have never fought in and you can't make the weight. If it's gonna be that big of an issue, why did you sign the contract? I'm sorry, like I can understand why you don't like the fact that they do the hydration test or they're making sure that you test every week. That's annoying. I get that. I respect the fact that, because I don't want to be tested. Like, bro, I said I'm signing. I signed it. I'm a professional. I'm gonna make the weight. But now you're kind of piggybacking by saying, I can't make 205. It's too much. I can only make 210. Now you're playing games. You're not the A side. This is not the games that you can genuinely play. However, I get it because sometimes things like this happen. I mean, just like 2 weeks ago, Ryan Garcia and Fortuna, that fight was supposed to be at 135. Fortuna said, I can't make the weight. Garcia said, cool, we can fight at 140. And it became a 140-pound fight. That happens. Now, my issue on the Jake perspective is, why are you canceling the fight in general for 5 pounds? If the man said 210, why don't you fight at 210? And people want to say, well, he don't weigh 210. He fought at 188 beforehand. Bro, you literally fought Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, Nate Ross. You fought guys that were smaller than you. That's just a fact. Tyron Woodley is not. He fought at 170, bro. 170. You fought him at 190. That's not his size. You're taller, longer, you're younger. Like, you had all the benefits. And then you talked all this stuff about how you whooped him in sparring. If sparring matters so much to you, fight this man at 210. Find him. Or, like I said, if he's gonna miss weight, cool. Take his purse. And then, since you're rich already, and you always want to talk about how, you're so careful, give the money to the undercards. You don't need the money. Give it to the people that's under you. Use that money for some benefits. So I mean, we've seen fighters miss weight in boxing before. fights don't necessarily get canceled. They just redo the deal, and then the person gets fined, and then you call it a day. Tank missed weight in a fight. They still had the fight. I think Adrian Bronner has also missed weight in fights. I think they still had the fight. Like, that happens. Unfortunately, it's a part of the sport. So I get both sides. Both are wrong, in my opinion. One's more wrong than the other. Probably Hassim is probably more wrong, because at the end of the day, you signed a contract, you didn't make the weight. And now people are not going to be able to eat this week because of that. Now, here's another perspective I have heard, and this is from Dana White himself, who said he don't think that he think that fight wasn't going to plan at all because they think that the tickets weren't selling well. Said that at the end of the day, they had to spend $500,000 just to turn the lights on, and they were not even going to sell 1 million tickets. That is a perspective that I also genuinely do believe is the case. I don't think it's just I don't think it's just this fact that, yes, he wasn't going to make weight, we're canceling the fight. I do also believe that there's not that many tickets. People weren't that interested in this fight to begin with. They were going to lose a lot of money. And if you ever, my dad, I don't know anybody that's a fight actually, I do know somebody that's a fight promoter. I don't know too many fight promoters. I do know one fight promoter, and my dad is a concert promoter. I know how promotions work. I know how they operate. I know what net loss and net cost is. I know what you got to pay for as a promoter. People got to understand it. People want to sit here and say, "Oh, well, Dana's full of crap. Showtime has put on some of the best and highest quality, this, that, and third. They can take a look." Showtime's not paying for this fight. The promoters pay for the fight. The promoters pay for the venue. The promoters pay for the hotels, the transportation. They pay for everything. All right? The distribution company is Showtime. That's distributing. They're getting the pay-per-views and all that stuff. That's what they get. And then they divvy it down to the promoter. It's just like any company. At the end, any record company, any TV company, stuff like that. Like, there's a producer, and then there's HBO. All right? They ain't the same. The head is obviously Showtime, but Showtime isn't dealing with the net loss when it comes to that. Pay-per-view buys might be the net loss, but when it comes to the venue cost and how much it costs to open up Madison Square Garden, how much it costs to rent for the day, and then also the hotel stays and stuff like that, all that money that they're going to end up losing, all would have came out of Jake's pocket, and that's a lot of money that he would have lost. And I don't know if there was a down deposit, how much money, but here's the thing, though. I also know what promotion is. If you cut the cost right now, you can save a little bit of money than you would have lost if you would have had the show in general. You would have lost a lot more than before you canceled it, or you could reschedule it, this, that, and the third. All right, you can look at the Netflix documentary of Firefly. He lost a lot more money going through that janky show than he would have if it didn't happen. If he would have just canceled it months before. He would have canceled months before. He would have lost money. He would have lost nowhere near as much money as he eventually lost, and he definitely would have went to prison. So here, I'm kind of going on a tangent, but here's my point of saying that there is the validity when it comes to the claim of they weren't selling tickets. They also probably canceled the fight because they weren't selling tickets. Granted, his dad is a big name. Rockman Jr., his dad won a world champion. But even still, his dad's not a big superstar. Like, you go down the street, people don't really know who his dad is. So it's not like if it was Muhammad Ali's son, yeah, that's money. That's a lot of name. You could sell that event. But Rockman Jr., sorry, man. Only boxing purists is really going to know who he is. So I think all of these combinations factored into them canceling the event. It's trash. It sucks. I feel bad for all the fighters that are under that card that is going to have to suffer, unfortunately, because of that. And you're going to have to give these people their money back. I feel sorry for the fans that canceled, had to do hotel stays, this, that, and the third. And they're going to miss out on what could have been a fun fight, could have been a boring fight. Who knows? We don't know now. But yeah, we'll see what's next for both. I will say, though, Jake has to learn how to be a businessman. He's going to have to learn. I ain't going to say businessman because he's already a businessman. He's going to have to learn how to be a fight promoter. Okay? Because if things keep happening, it's going to start becoming part of your reputation. People can blame Tommy Fury all you want. You can blame Hassim Rockman all you want. That's now 2 instances where fights have been canceled and have been rescheduled under the same promotion, and it's consecutive. And you want to blame these other guys, blame the guy that's booking them. Why are you booking less credible guys that won't show up? You want to be a credible fight promotion, then you need to get credible names to produce your product. That's just the way it goes. Stop booking these reliable people. If you want to keep dating men that are trash, And you want to blame all men? That's your fault. You're dating the trash men. You're picking the trash men. So like I said, I don't want to keep on blaming all these other guys. It's Jake's fault. It's Jake's promotion. And also, that's the reason why in UFC and other cards, where they build cards up that's not reliant on just the main card, the main event. Because guess what? The fight cancels, you can still have that fight go on. That's also the problem with boxing. So reliant on, it's so top heavy. And granted, that's also because of the greed and the money. You can't pay all these fighters in the same card, this, that, and third, but it still goes to the point. UFC, their main event goes away. Guess what? They got a backup fight. It still goes. I think I've seen one fight canceled. One fight canceled since I've been a fan of UFC, and I've been a fan of MMA, period. For, 2022? Been a fan for over 14 years. And I've seen one UFC event canceled completely. And that card was doomed. And there's been some shitty cards. Like, that's also a point. There's been some bad cards. And they still produced. So, I mean, I'm kind of going on a rant about it because it's just really annoying that fact that this got canceled. The fight should have still happened. I think that in a real world, in a real promotion, a credible boxing promotion, Hasim would have got fined. They would have had the catch weight at 210, and Jake would have still fought. And at the end of the day, if their weight was that big of an issue, don't book a heavyweight. Dude. Anderson Silva's been there for a while. He can make any weight that you need him to make. 185, 200, he's there. So it's your fault at the end of the day. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think about this whole Jake Paul situation. Is it 50-50? Is it all to blame? Do you think it's ticket sales? I want to know what you guys think. What is your perspective? And as always, stay blessed. This is Showtime Fight Form.